And we are back for week number 6 of the Extreme Battle League. We are taking on Coach JohnnyGB of the Oregon Duckletts. This is actually a replacement coach because the original opponent we were going to face, Powder, coach of the AV Duns Barcelona, actually had to drop due to some personal reasons. So Johnny coming in on a quick and short notice, taking over a team. And he's gonna try to make his way to playoffs. He actually only has 1 win so far, so he would definitely need to win out here to have a chance and get some help. So I'm sure he's not gonna be pressured. He's just gonna take over for the league. It's just a short 4-week stint, so I'm sure he won't mind. But of course, we are trying to clinch our playoff spot today. There's actually no way mathematically we can. I don't think, because right now we're currently in first place. I'll show you guys the league table on screen, hopefully. And as you can see, well, actually I can't show you because it's been spoiled a little bit, but we are currently 5-0 with a differential of 14. The next 3 coaches behind me are Miami Dolphins, South Texas Sableyes, and the Maryland Terrapins, all with 3-2 records going into this week. So if we were to win, we'd go to 6-0 with 3 weeks remaining, and meaning the worst you could finish off is 6-3. So as long as we win, we should be fine. Like, as long as we don't throw the last few games, we need to win some games, obviously, to have for sure a shot. But I think the way I've been playing, the way my team's all broken and stuff, it should be all right. But ultimately, you guys should check out Johnny. He's a really cool dude. He's been helping me out with TCG, somebody who I've gotten more in touch with since I joined the GBAD league. So that's a cool relationship growing there. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the battle, the team builder for this video. Of course, last week we came off a pretty solid victory against Nate, so hopefully we can have a good battle tonight as well. We have the face Mega Metagross leading the way with a just a 3-attack stealth rock set. Don't have Steel Stab. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go over his team. His team consists of open up this league real quick. Magearna, Zapdos, Infernape, Tentacruel, Tangrowth, Mesprit, Salamence, Alolan Persian, and Stakataka. So very small roster, but he's got some big threats. Magearna, Infernape, Zapdos, Stakataka, and Mence. They're all huge threats. So I could definitely see him bringing some sort of hyper offensive mode to try to match my offense. So I did my best to have my ways around those things. His bulk and Tangrowth and Tentacruel and even his Zapdos are definitely annoying things. Alolan Persian, he actually doesn't have a Z Crystal, so we don't have to worry about Z Parting Shot. But Parting Shot in general could definitely be an annoyance. I'm not bringing my my Braviary this week, so something a little bit risky. Hopefully he tries to, over-predict that. But nonetheless, Magearna, of course, is Savon. It's very hard to play around. But luckily I have a pretty good counter in Mega Metagross. He would have to bring, like, Z Shadow Ball or just Shadow Ball in general to be able to deal with me. But with all that being said, I figured non-Steel Stab was fine because I really don't need Steel Stab at all in this game. Ice Punch is definitely very useful in this matchup. Zen Headbutt is also very useful in this matchup. Earthquake is very nice for the Magearna and the Stakataka. Now, Stakataka could probably afford to run Shucka or Chople, but I mean, Shucka probably makes more sense, seeing as how I don't have a fighting type. Well, I have a fighting type, but like it's I don't know. I felt like he would want to, because I have, stuff like Mudsdale that would probably want to come in on it immediately. So, either way, I have priority on my team to be able to stop it. So, hopefully, we should be able to be okay with that. But like I said, I'm Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock is very important for some damage calcs later on, as you guys will see. But nonetheless, Mega Metagross is a beast. It's hard to switch into, nonetheless, despite having bulk. So, hopefully, it works out. Next up, we have Magic, the Naganadel Choice Scarf. This is able to outrun Magearna at +2. It outruns his Mence as well at +1. Obviously, I can knock it out with Draco Meteor as long as I don't miss. Flamethrower is good coverage for the Magearna. Thunderbolt is good coverage for his Tentacruel as well. So that's pretty much the reasoning behind it. I don't really see it sweeping unless I get a good opportunity for it to sweep, but definitely needs to check his faster threats. I could get a speed boost, so that's hopefully what Naganadel can do. Nothing else really to explain here, of course. Thank you to Aaron Barden for building the team. And yeah, Magic is pretty self-explanatory. We got Soggy Doggy, the Suicune, Bold running Brindle Berry. This is my Infernape check, as well as a decent check to his Mence as well. So with no Z move, we can't really break through Suicune that easily. So Ice Beam can check that. Rest Talk, of course, really nice to get recovery. So nothing else to say about this. It could probably allow for his Tentacruel to come in and stack T-Spikes, or his Tangrowth to spam Spore if he brings Spore. So something I am a little bit worried about, but hopefully we can play around it. Next up, we have Debbie D. Mudsdale coming back after a bit of a break. Hasn't really showed up much of the season. Running an Assault Vest set with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Close Combat, and Facade. Now, Facade might seem like an interesting, like a weird bring, but in case he's able to spam Scald and get burns on me with Tentacruel or to status me, like burn me or poison me, Facade would be a nice neutral damage hit to stuff like Zapdos that could be annoying, or just Rock Slide's probably the better option, obviously, but Facade's just one of those moves to where it could be useful. Honestly, I didn't build it, so I'm not sure why Facade's on here, but the Scald Burning is probably what I assume would be the main reasoning for it, or in case he wants to bring like a Will-O-Wisp, Infernape, or whatever the case may be. So I feel like it might come in clutch, but ultimately Earthquake, Rock Slide is pretty much all I need. I feel like throughout the game, Close Combat if I want to maybe try to predict a Shucka Stakataka. Next up, we have Kurama, the Alola Ninetales. Of course, having Ice Shard on this can be useful for the Ments. Of course, Freeze Dry is nice to Tentacruel and the Ments, of course. Aura Veil is nice to be able to sponge those hits in case his Mons do get set up. And, of course, Encore is for stuff like slower stuff like Stakataka. But it probably won't work out because it's more likely going to go for, an attacking move for sure. But in case, Stakataka picks off something with a Gyro Ball, doesn't Trick Room, I can always come in with this thing and Encore it. That way I can, allow for something like, Mudsdale to come in. I don't know. Encore is one of those things to where it's probably best suited for his Tentacruel or maybe his Zapdos in case he's roosting and something like that. But ultimately, I have to be careful with my Kurama how I play, because stuff like Magearna and Infernape can definitely take advantage, even Stakataka, of it coming in. So I have to be careful with how I play Kurama. I might have to make some aggressive doubles to make sure I don't stay in on those threats. So it's a bit of a risky bring, but I kind of need it for Ments. Hopefully that works out. And finally, we have our debut of the week. It's the MVP, the former MVP of the PGBL Season 1 when I had Mega Pinsir, but now he's coming back without his Mega Stone. Running a bit of an interesting set here. Sub Salic Berry with Stone Edge, Earthquake, and X-Scissor. Now, this set, in theory, destroys his entire team if I have Rocks up and get some chip. So I'm able to hit Tangrowth. I can hit Magearna Earthquake. I can Zapdos Stone Edge. I can hit Infernape with Earthquake. If I have a speed boost, of course, I can hit Tentacruel with Earthquake. Tangrowth, X-Scissor, Mesprit, X-Scissor. Ment's probably one of those things to where I need more than just some chip, because Rock Slide and Intimidate might be... Well, I have Hyper Cutter, but it can knock it out. Alolan Persian's the one mon I can really deal some damage with Foul Play. And the Stakataka, of course, I have my Earthquake for that. So this thing could actually win the game on its own if I play it right. So hopefully I can play it right. I look forward to how this works because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure he's not going to expect Pinsir to come, so hopefully it works out. And that's it for the team. I'll see you guys in the battle. Hopefully it's a good one. See you then. And we are just about to be loaded up here for our week number 6 battle against the Oregon Duckletts. Of course, I'm making sure it's the week number 6. It is number 6. So, as I said in the team builder, a bit worried about some things. Been thinking about it a little bit more. I'm worried about certain possibilities of what he can bring for his team and how he plays it. Like I said in the builder, of course, I'm worried about Ninetales being a threat. I mean, not being a threat, but like allowing him to get set up. So that's kind of my biggest worry right now. Obviously, he has kind of like a mini Trick Room mode in Magearna and Stakataka. So that's one of those things to where I hope I can play around it. Let's go with Team Rainbow Rocket. Let's go with that one. All right. So let me get my team out here. It's right here, of course. Yeah, so Oregon Duckletts, however you want to say it. Cool. I like the team. It's off the Oregon Ducks from the university. Yes, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what he opted to bring here. There's the okay. So I think there is Trick Room coming somewhere with that Mesprit there. No Infernape, which is I guess decent. So I got to be aggressive with this lead because I can't let him set up Trick Room. But then again, I have nothing that can stop Trick Room. So I feel like I can't help but feel seeing Magearna, seeing Stakataka, seeing Mesprit. I can't help but feel it's a Trick Room feeling here. I mean, I feel like if I'm so confident that Mesprit would lead, or one of his 3 Trick Room setters, I feel like MVP, the Pinsir, makes the most sense. And I think it does because, I mean, Metagross makes the most sense, technically. So, I think that's the right lead. Because Pinsir can still come in later. So, yeah, because even if our Earthquake Magearna, he Trick Rooms, and then from there it's just like, I can play around it, I think. So, of course, hopefully it's a good battle. Good luck to Johnny, of course. Maybe I should have ran like a slower Mudsdale, but I think my Mudsdale will still underspeed Magearna. I think it still probably will, so this might work out for me. So he leads with the Mesprit. Okay, so Metagross was not the right lead here. Should have let Pinsir, I guess. I should have had... Nah, this is where Steel Stab, not having it, is going to screw me over. But I will go ahead and Mega Evolve and go for the Stealth Rocks. Yeah, this is ultimately going to be Trick Room and probably Rock Setting, ultimately, I think. I'm not sure if I think it's Foul Play. But getting a Rocks is going to be important for the team, regardless of what happens. Thunder Wave. Okay, that's not what I expected. So Metagross gets slowed down immediately turn 1, which is kind of annoying, but... I think from here we can probably just click Ice Punch a couple of times. Just get off damage. I would imagine this is going to be Rocky Helmet, though. I mean, I guess this makes sense. Ice Punch seems okay. He's probably Rocky Helmet. Stealth Rock of his own. So we trade rocks here. If he wants to get rid of him, he's going to have to, of course, go for the Defog on Zapdos. I'm not sure if I like my positioning. I think I do, ultimately. We've seen Thunder Wave. He probably has U-Turn. Nah, I really wish I had Steel Stab right now. But this might work out. I'll get a crit. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Like, it's actually horrible. I can already feel Johnny, like, screaming. Like, oh, man. That's horrible, dude. Like, I'm using these broken Mons as it is, and I have to hack them, you know? It's shades of last week, man. The crit and the freeze. Like, what is the percentage on that, man? Like, come on. That's ridiculous. But I tell you what, though. That makes us in a really good position. Because now we're probably going to kill Mesprit on this turn. And, let me go ahead and mark this real quick. So the only bright side to this is we don't let his Trick Room Setter come in without being punished for it, unless he banks for the paralysis. But with no Z Crystal on his team, he can't kill this in one shot unless he's like Spec Zapdos. I guess Life Orb Zapdos would be able to take me out too. So Stack Attack does indeed come in. I wonder if he's rocking Air Balloon. No Air Balloon, so we can go for the Quake here. I imagine he would Scout for it, but he's probably running Chople or Shuka. Now, this would be a huge turn to get paralyzed, though, if we get paralyzed here. That would suck. He's going to double out. And the Tang wasn't a Zapdos. That's fine, because he take some rocks damage. Fine with me. Couldn't really afford to risk that. So, with Zapdos coming in, this is going to be tough for him to pivot around. I think I should just risk myself getting paralyzed, honestly, because he really can't switch into this beast, to be honest. I think it's a risk I take. He's gonna have to discharge, yeah. There's a pretty good chunk. It's a crit. That's the revenge right there. But my Ice Punch will connect. And judging from how much that did, definitely ate that for breakfast. Okay. So I think Zen Headbutt's about as safe play as we can probably get here. What's Roost? Probably could have Quake there. Was gonna go for it too. That's why I didn't go for Ice Punch. But Zen Headbutt's decent. do miss though. So I mean, that's not really revenge yet because I've still hacked him a bit. So discharge Roost, getting some more about his moveset. I'm not sure if I should let Metagross go down right now, but Debbie can handle this Trick Room. So from here, it's paralyzed finally. Okay. So I really can't go into Debbie here because he's going to Toxic me if I were to go into it. I feel like. I really don't have much for this thing at all. Gonna withdraw here. To Magearna. Gonna go for that Soul Heart boost. Which ultimately doesn't matter unless he's Scarf, but we are still faster too. This is Trick Room, I think. He does tank, which is a bit unfortunate. He does Volt Switch. Wow, I guess he expected to be faster. Okay, so we got some good chip on Magearna. Magearna's pretty much already down. So that's a good sign. I guess he was AV or something. And now we get the switch initiative, which is fantastic. So Meta kills Mesprit, and then Mag kills Meta. But Magearna being that low is fantastic. That's awesome. You know, I do see an opportunity for Naganadel to come in later. He does go into Stack Attacka. Have to go into Debbie, I imagine. Have to. Just have to do it. This allows Tang to come in, but I mean, Tang is one of those things to where I'm not too worried about it at this point in time. Gonna withdraw. Probably could have made a read there, but I'm really in a position to where I can't really get triggered for free, so I can't really go for doubles like that. Spore or Sleep Powder's gonna be annoying though if he's got Sleep Powder. Gotta save this horse for sure. Can't really go into Kurama either. MVP is looking like a good candidate, but MVP's looking pretty good. I would assume knockoffs coming my way. I'm gonna go. He could Quake too. I'm gonna go Hard Magic. Maybe Suicune was a safer play, but we'll see what happens. Earthquake. He made a good read there. Oh my goodness. I just lost the thing for nothing. I mean, I'm sure I'll live it, but dang, that was so stupid of me. Oh well. I go for Flamethrower. Gotta go for Flamethrower here. Stack comes in. How well is he gonna take this? That was a horrible play on my part. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my. You can't make this stuff up, man. You really can't make this stuff up. Like, for real. You cannot do it. Like, what more advantage do I want, man? Like, I'm using this kind of team. I feel bad. The good thing is for Johnny is, like, this isn't a league he doesn't take seriously. He's just here to fill up space. He's going to try and win, but, like, that's awful, dude. Like, that's about as bad as you can probably get in a league match. You know, I guess the burn didn't ultimately matter if he was gonna stay in, but if he wasn't, then that definitely sucks, like, for sure. Okay. If I go Kurama, that's fine because he can't stop me now. I'm not worried about a setup Mont anymore. Magearna's low and Stack's low, so. So Stack kills Naga, so my two beasts go down early, which is usually how it's been going so far. So we can just freeze dry here. knock this thing out. That's horrible though, man. Like, but the good thing is, what's he gonna bring in? Like, nothing. Like, Mence dies. Tang is probably his best bet, or Zapdos. Probably Zapdos. But from here, Pinsir's looking pretty solid, for sure. Wish I had Blizzard right now. All I have is Freeze Dry. We'll see how much it does. Clean 2-shot. Oh my god. Oh, he thought it out. Okay. Alright, dude. Like, if you... dude. Like, if... And that should seal the deal, I think. Because once Zap goes down, it gets easier for me. But, dude, if he would have stayed frozen... I'm going to talk to him after this game. And... like... This might just be some of like the worst hacking I've ever done to somebody. Now the thing to remember is though, when you hack somebody, it's gonna come back to bite you at some point. There's karma, you know. So whether it's next week, a month from now in playoffs, it's gonna come back to bite me, dude. Or at a VGT event, which is what fears me, honestly. Honestly, like for real. Like I'm not even trying to BS or anything like that. So. Alright. I think the best bet's probably Aura Veil, but I kind of want damage on this thing. Are you kidding? Oh, it just died. Okay, I thought it was a crit. Okay. So 9 picks up another kill. Now we're down to 2. This should be it unless he Scarf Mence. Ninetales just wins here. Or Yachi. I thought he was AV, but it killed. Wow, I'm shocked. I guess he was like max defense, Rocky Helmet for Metagross, but this is pretty bad. Like I don't even know how to describe it, man. He is Yachi. Okay. And it still killed. Almost killed after Hail. He's gonna knock me out, so Ninetales picking up 3 kills. 4 if you want to count the Hail killing it. Oh, Hail stopped. Okay. So how fast is my Pinsir? Is Pinsir? No, Pinsir's not fast. Pinsir's really slow. 85. I mean, Suicune's fine. Suicune wins the game from here, so. If he makes contact with me, he gets killed Rocky Helmet. If he were to crit me or something like that, so. Gonna just click Scald here and finish up the game, but despite. Oh man, I feel bad, dude. That's such a horrible hacking game. Like, some of it arguably might not have mattered in the long run, but I can't say that for sure because we don't know what happened. Like, we would never have known what happened. Okay, where's my Rocky Helmet? Oh, I had a Rindo Berry, that's right. Okay, so that could have been bad, actually. If he crit me with Outrage, but... if he had Outrage, I'm thinking worst case. But, my god, this has to be some of the worst hacking I've ever done in my life, and I honestly feel bad. You know, it's not me hacking, but, you know, it's awful, you know? And I had nothing to say about this game. Johnny, I'm sure, had a miserable time. He's probably had fun recording this game, but... My god. I guess good game to Johnny, but that was nasty. Like, if you guys sit through and watch that whole video without cringing, I gotta give a lot of respect to y'all. So the Rangers do pick up a filthy win against Johnny and his Duckletts. So we do move on to 6-0 with another 3-0 victory. So next week we take on the Rochester Rhydons. So that should be a good match. I believe it's coached by Iron Boffin. So it'll be a fun match there for sure. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape now at 6-0. We definitely have a good chance to go to playoffs now. Definitely a really good chance as long as you don't screw up a lot. But ultimately, go check out Johnny. I'm sure he's going to have a really interesting recording, so make sure you guys go check him out. I'm sorry, but yikes, that was nasty. Hopefully it's not like that next week, and I'll see you all next week for the XBL and the PGBL. And, of course, go Rangers.